Hello everybody, and welcome back to another iRacing video. If you're new to the channel and haven't done so yet, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads here on the channel. Before we jump into today's video, just want to apologize for the lack of uploads in the last couple weeks. I've been meaning to upload some more F122 content for you guys in that my career mode or career mode, maybe some online races and some good stuff like that, but I haven't been able to, sadly, because of a lot of major bugs, glitches and crashes within the game. Try to get into an online race where sometimes just as I open the game up it crashes and I'm not able to record anything for you guys, so I'm still waiting on a fix from EA and Codemasters for that. But for now, I will try to post more regularly, some more iRacing content, maybe some Assetto Corsa gameplay as well. Keep some of that content out for you guys. As you can see today, we're jumping into a NASCAR Truck Series race with that iconic Reese's livery on the car, or on the truck rather. And we're just in some practice to open up here. Just wanted to get a little bit of a feel for the track, a little bit of experience maybe of who I'm going to be running with, their skill levels, all that good stuff. It's unofficial series, so it's not for points, for ranking, affect your safety rating, any of that. Just some good fun. Now, we're going to be moving into qualifying. First lap didn't go so well, wasn't as fast as I wanted. Second lap around, we're going to qualify P5. So, that being said, 2 laps for qualifying. Went about as I expected. I was hoping to qualify in the top 10, just that way I'm not going to be fighting through the pack. I know this isn't for points, anything like that. But at the same time, I want to still try to be somewhat competitive in these races. Now, when it comes to NASCAR, I'm a big fan, and now I have the little H-pattern shifter with the Logitech driving force setup. So that makes it a little more authentic. I can actually shift from first to second to third to fourth, all that good stuff in reverse without having to use the paddles. Obviously, when I'm racing with Formula 1 or some of the other open wheels, paddle shifters are obviously what they go with. But having that little kind of taste of authenticity of racing with an actual shifter is kind of fun. And I'm actually not terrible in trying to navigate a field or overtake or anything here. Sometimes you get caught up with some drivers that just don't really know what they're doing and they wreck themselves, and sometimes you get caught up in those wrecks, but there's nothing you can do about that sometimes. But the more aware you are, the better you're probably going to be and the better outcome you're going to have for the race. Here, qualifying P5 puts me right at the front of the pack. Probably going to be racing with some more experienced guys just based on where they do qualify, unless they just had a really good and lucky lap. But this is for fun. Skill doesn't really matter. Yes, it's competitive. Yes, you still want to have a good time, be competitive with other people, still be a good sportsman, show good sportsmanship. But ultimately, it's for fun and just to practice racing with other people. I would recommend, if you guys are getting into iRacing, start with unofficial series to get used to racing in it, or even just go into practice sessions that are like an hour long and just get used to racing with other people, get used to the tracks, how the cars handle, all that good stuff. It's really going to help you in the long run, especially if you're just getting started. Going to make you a little more confident and competent in how cars handle, how it is in sim racing, especially if you're new, and if you're just used to using a controller on some other games. This is going to get used to using wheel and pedals. Now, as we move into the beginning of the race here, we are, like I said, we qualified P5. We get 1 lap or 2 laps, I can't remember exactly, for a rolling start. Gives us a chance to warm the tires up a little bit. You'll see us kind of weave. Some of the drivers like to weave back and forth, heat up the tires a little bit, get a little bit of grip, heat into them before you start. And then coming across when we start, we're going to be taking off. I'm going to be launching the car across the starting line. But for now, just as you can see, warming up the tires a little bit. Kind of getting used to what the other drivers are like. If they like to heat them up, then, you know, they're going to be trying to kick right off across the line, get as much grip as possible. But it seems like everyone, for the most part, you can see some of the cars at the back are bunching up. They're overtaking each other already, getting a little anxious, getting a little excited. Might be some newer guys. But the front pack here that I'm racing in seem to be, for the most part, fairly experienced in knowing what they're doing. And as you can see, coming up to the line, pace car is going to be going in here. I am ready to put my foot to the floor as soon as I get the opportunity. And green, we are green flags, we are green, 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 go, go, go. So, get caught up right behind 77. We're going to battle quite a bit. He's going to keep trying to block me. I'm eventually going to move down to the low side here. He's going to run a little bit high going into the next corner. Gatorade moved up to the top there, so I'm going to really come alongside him, try to overtake. This is where things can get exciting and also very dangerous and scary when you get packed, especially when you start going 3 wide. We moved to 4 wide at one point, but I'm going to stay low. 19 and I make a little bit of contact. He can't keep it under, so he moves up, and he ends up taking the Gatorade right out of the race there and have a little bit of a wreck. Now 77 and I are going to jockey a little bit here. He's going to stay low. I'm going to keep the high line, but I'm going to take him on the high line. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking because I also had that number 19 on the high side there, so we kind of went another 3 wide for a bit. But I ultimately overtake 77, and we're going to jockey again to the next straight. He's going to have the low side, and we're going to be almost neck and neck going into the next corner. And he's going to go right down below the yellow, which normally in NASCAR you wouldn't be allowed to overtake and do. So I'm going to re-overtake again. We're going to, like I said, we're going to jockey. He falls right in behind me. I managed to try to make a little bit of a block. Now, here's where things get dicey. He's going to bump me once, and then he's going to bump me again. I'm going to go below the yellow. I kind of lost it in the slide, managed to catch it a bit, but then he turns at the last second a little bit, and we take each other out. I was kind of upset at this. I know this is for fun, but at the same time, you want to be sportsmanlike. We're here for the same reason. We're here to have fun. We're here to race. And then he just decides to ram me before we go to the pit lane here. Because ultimately we're going to have to go to the pit lane. I had to reset my car, get my car towed to the pit lane after such a horrendous accident. And we're going to be in the pit lane for a couple minutes just because we have to get towed. Then we're going to have some work done to the car, get the tires changed up, and get back out on the track. In these races, you get what's called like a quick repair or a fast repair, which takes a few seconds to do. It literally doesn't really take much time. The most time is to get some fuel and some tires. But still wasn't happy about this. I was like, come on, man. Like, why? Are you just so sore that you don't want to be overtaken? Like, but This stuff happens in racing, especially more in NASCAR than probably you would see in a lot of other races. But we're going to be in the pit lane for a little bit. You can see from here, we're just kind of hanging out the pit lane. At this point, it still says the car is kind of getting towed to the lane, but ultimately we're here. As you can see, there's a few of us. 77's parked right ahead of us there. This is also done in the pit lane, as you can see here, sequentially from kind of where we lined up on the grid, everything like that from where we started. Number 19 led the race at the beginning. Looks like number 42 might have just kind of left. As you can see, the other guys racing around. We're going to be down a few laps here. Pit crew starts coming out here, replacing the tires, getting the jack under. Going to get a little bit of fuel here too. Tires are going to get replaced, and we're going to be out back on the track here as soon as we can. As soon as I said go, I was in first, spinning tires. As you can see, we had a little bit of a spin out there, burnout. Get some heat in those tires before we get that out in the lane, and trying to get out as fast as I can here. Want to have as much speed and momentum carrying up onto the track as I pull back out into the into no man's land as I could. And at this point too, I knew that coming back onto the track, I wasn't going to be racing for the lead or battling for the lead anymore. I knew it was going to be between myself and the guy behind me. We both came out of the pits at the same time, and quite frankly, he had a bit of a better release out of the pits and got a little bit on me. As right here you can see, he's really leaning on me, and I knew there wasn't going to be a whole lot of opportunity to block him once I got him in the straight. So I moved up high, thinking he was going to just kind of slingshot past me, but he actually drops back a little bit. I'm not sure kind of what happened. Moving into the next turn off the straight, we kind of pull a little bit closer together. He's still not making as much ground as I thought he would, but I still had him in my mirror the whole time because I knew coming to the straight he was going to have a hell of a lot more speed than I was. And with that, he still didn't manage to pass me until almost coming into the corner, where we had a bit of a run-in with number 2. He kind of went up high. I lost a little bit of the car there. The back end, we went for a slide, and with that, lost a bit of momentum. Number 7 decided to pull out there. We go a little bit dangerous into the next turn. We had the cars behind me jockeying, kind of racing each other, and I'm trying my best to catch up to number 7 because I wanted to make the best position I could with, you know, what I had. He goes high and I go low, but then number 5 car there, as you see, we both wreck each other. Number 77 gets caught up in that again. I kind of felt bad for him, but as you can see, we get tangled up. I completely lose the back left tire there, and that's the end of the race for me. I had 30 minutes of repairs left with 5 laps to go, roughly. But at this point, yeah, I went to go low on number 5, and he saw 7 go high, and it kind of spooked him. He moved down into my line, and that was it. But thank you so much for watching again, guys. Really appreciate all you do. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.